a big part of your book is around movement. In fact, I think chapter 2 is literally making the case for movement.
Yes.
So could you make the case for movement? Explain to us why. We've all heard that exercise is good for us, but just build that case for us about movement. Why is it so important that we move in a variety of different ways, particularly as we get older?
So if we have hypertension, high blood pressure, there's a pill for that. If we have diabetes, metabolic disorder, there are a variety of pills for that. If there is heart disease, a pill for that. But there is one pill, one activity, one set of skills that treats everything, and that is movement. Baseline. In fact, it is so critical in so many diseases that I wish I had made this up. I didn't, but there's a professor out of Columbia University in Missouri in the United States that coined the word sedentary death syndrome. It is the 33 chronic diseases that we die from, including heart disease, that are directly impacted by the amount of movement we do. So how does that work? So let's just take skeletal muscle contraction, movement. Skeletal muscle contraction produces a cytokine, a hormone called irisin that is directly related to glucose metabolism, insulin resistance. I've already talked about the way the bone talks to the brain and the muscle and the pancreas. So anytime we're moving our body, it's not just locomoting us, it's changing us chemically on the inside. When I recommend people sprint at the end of their cardio workout, literally get your heart rate way up, that will change the number of mitochondria, which are the powerhouse units in our cells. It will help stimulate the division of something called satellite muscle stem cells, which are called satellite cells. Mobility in the form of exercise causes the transcription and changing of body molecules of more than 9,800 molecules every time you go out for a run. It's signaling your DNA to express the genes that you need to stay healthy. It's just fascinating that one modality, mobility, can change us at a cellular level. It can change us at a tissue level. Here's an experiment we did in the labs with my partners that I had at University of Pittsburgh. Mobility is actually the fountain of youth for our stem cells. So what the experiment was this: we took little old lady mice. A little old lady mouse is 2 years old. She's old. Okay. She's just sitting back in her cage waiting for her next meal. So we sampled her muscle and we took out a few of her little muscle stem cells. And what did we find? We found that her muscle stem cells in sedentary living were dying cells. It's an active process. You turn on something called programmed cell death. They were dying. They had lost their round plumpness. Healthy cells are round like a grape. They were more like a branch. They were spindly. And they were no longer reproducing or producing growth factors. That's what these little old stem cells were doing. Then we took these girls, and I spent a lot of money buying mouse treadmills. It's unbelievable how much mouse treadmills cost, but I bought some, and we put these girls on the mouse treadmills, and they were just like the rest of us. They didn't want to run, but we encouraged them to do so. Twice a day for 2 weeks, we ran these girls on treadmills, and then we resampled their stem cells. The spindly dying stem cells were now plump, like grapes again. They were producing growth factors. They had turned off programmed cell death. So the simple act of mobility changed our stem cell function and rejuvenated it. It was a signal to these mice bodies, these murine model, that we're not dead, we're living. So down to the cellular level. So, and that's what I'm trying to explain to people in the book and give them. I mean, I think my readers are smart. They need to know why, not just go do this program. We can change our mitochondria. We can change the expression of our genes. We can change the amount of inflammation in our body by regulating glucose metabolism and insulin sensitivity. and really have profound changes of the hallmarks of aging by simple activities that become how we live, not just programs.